just of times, you and me, watching other cities rise and rise and fall like rain, fall like rain, fall like rain, fall like rain, into the darkness we fly, keys of all beasts of May. Who am I? Where are all of my armies of destiny? I guess I could capture every butterfly I see, for I see past my crown how my battlements are coming down.
You can advertise your business on Night Dreams Talk Radio, and you will be heard worldwide. Why not contact us at nightdreamstalkradio@gmail.com.
From the compound in beautiful Gig Harbor, Washington. From the Pacific to the Atlantic to you worldwide. Well, good evening or morning, depending on your time zone. This is Gary. You're listening to Night Dreams Talk Radio. Well, the rig is all full of fuel. We're ready to go for a ride. Our guest at the top of the hour, Earl Grey. Going to be talking UFOs, MUFON, and music. Sit back, get in the easy chair, and let's get ready for the ride.
Coming to you from some far point station, like a cosmic tumbleweed, both north and south of the Pleiades. Here's your host, Gary Anderson.
Boy, the storm is already hitting down at the harbor. I'll tell you, down at the compound. We just had a big storm a week ago. Another one, almost as powerful, is going to be hitting, well, the Puget Sound area here. It's already starting. Hopefully, we don't lose our power. The last storm, we had our power go out about 8 or 9 times during the day. So I hope it doesn't happen here tonight. Well, anyway, James, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing fine. Can't complain. Got a roof over my head and food to eat. I can't complain about that, right?
Oh, that's nothing to complain about. Well, you know what? There was a story here just recently, a few weeks ago, about a pigeon and a disabled puppy that could not walk. And after that story aired, well, people got together. Somebody made a little miniature wheelchair for the little puppy. And now, I hate to say it, or I'm happy to say one of the two, the pigeon now is like pushing him around in his wheelchair.
Oh, my goodness. That would be incredible to see. I don't know how I missed that. Well, that's the kind of news I'd rather see than the stuff I do see sometimes. But that's amazing.
It is. And, you know, that shows compassion. And you know what? How would you ever think a pigeon that can't fly and a dog that can't use its rear legs join together and become pals? Isn't it strange? Have you noticed animals that normally wouldn't even have anything to do with each other become best of pals, like a cat and a bird, weird things, you know?
I know it. I've been saying for weeks now, animals have been uniting, have been getting together and uniting. And, you've got the ones lashing out at humans, you've got the animals helping each other. I mean, it's good. I love to see them help each other, but I'm not looking forward to a snake in a box or in my couch or anything.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned the word snake. We got a couple snake stories tonight.
I knew you would. I knew it.
Well, this couple in Colorado, underneath their deck, they kept hearing like snake sounds. So they called authorities. The authorities removed, these are all venomous snakes, by the way, more than 150 of them under their porch of their front door.
Wow, that sounds like one of that. What was you talking about? Snake orgy or whatever? When they all get together, that's what that sounds like. If there's that many snakes, they get in there, slime around, but it seems a little early in the year for that, though. But I guess it depends what part of the country it's in.
Yeah,
but
Colorado, though, I would think it's kind of chilly at this time of year, but I don't know. It's weird. And you know what? In your state, Ohio, they removed a 25-year-old alligator from a home.
Alligator. Oh, no, listen, alligators can't live. It's like 20 degrees here at my compound in Dover, Ohio, so I know that somebody had to take that and release it. Shame on them.
Well, it was illegally kept. What they did is Madison Township Police Department said officers received a call Thursday about an alligator being illegally kept in a basement of a Groveport home.
Wow. I never heard of the town or the
Groverport.
Groverport. Yeah, I never heard of that one either. But I tell you what, alligators are nothing to mess around with, and you shouldn't take them out of their environment like that. Because the thing is, they're not going to survive out in the wild very long. They're going to freeze or die. I mean, they just are up here.
No, yeah, especially your temperature. But 25 years it was kept in their basement. That's
terrible.
It is. But evidently, maybe they had people that come over they didn't like. I won't say it. But anyway, I mean, it shows a picture, and it's not because it was kept in a basement and not its normal environment. The alligator was not a huge alligator. It was small.
Yeah, exactly. I'm wondering if because here's the thing, if somebody's devious enough to keep it in this basement for 25 years, I think they're probably devious enough to any stray cats or any dogs that's out there allowed to take them and show them their pet, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah. The same way you got pet snakes, right? And you go to the pet store and you buy mice. And I find that so repulsing. Anyway, a guy in your state, Ohio, he is seeking to, break the world's record. He is only going to drink beer. No food.
Oh my! Was he trying to kill himself and be drunk at the same time? I mean, gee,
maybe if you're drunk enough, you won't even realize that you're dying.
That's a good point. But by doing that, you're going to really do damage on your liver, probably your kidneys, your stomach, your whole metabolism. That's just a recipe for disaster.
Well, in New York, they broke the record. They put books back to back and created a 3.8 mile line of books.
What? 3 mile line of books?
3.81, almost 4 miles of books.
I didn't think there was that many books in one area. My goodness, these records, I got to tell you, Gary, I can't even compute in my head the size of these things because that is so many books. I can't fathom almost 4 miles of books.
Well, could you imagine your toaster? Where you drop your bread in to make toast or waffles or pancakes like that frozen in there. Guess what? A resident went to put bread into their toaster. And they found a venomous snake hiding behind the toaster. Oh,
Lord have mercy. Gary, now oh boy. Now I'm going to have to look in my toaster and behind my toaster next time I'm going to have toast. Oh, you know that, right?
Oh, yeah. And you better look in your shoes before you put them on. Who knows? The cupboards are everywhere, coming down from the lights, coming out of the toilet, coming out of the shower, coming out of everywhere, even going down your stairs. If you have wood stairs, you might have snakes underneath it. But don't worry, if you go in the basement to look for something, you might have to worry about an alligator.
Yeah, that's true. You know what? I think I might purchase me a mongoose and just let him run around the house to feel a little safe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they might bite you.
Yeah, well, that's true. My goodness, that'd be yeah, that's what'll happen. A mongoose would turn on me and gnaw off my toe while I'm sleeping.
Yeah, probably. Well, you know, another thing, a drug dealer, you ready for this, loses $58 million in Bitcoin after his landlord accidentally throws out the codes.
$58 million? Oh, my goodness. What do you do? Put a reward out for it or something? Oh, my goodness.
Well, the guy was buying, who was a drug dealer, was buying between 2011 to 2012. He bought originally 6,000 Bitcoins using money he earned from growing marijuana. Okay? The price varied between $4 to $6. But now they're worth about $9,700 each. You know, because Bitcoin was just starting out then. So,
well, here's the question I got. He must have admitted how he got the money, which I don't think I would do that, but I don't know.
But could you imagine $58 million? You can have a yacht. You can have a house in the Caribbean. You could have, you know, a butler. You could have a maid. You could have a cook. You could have a lot of fun. Well, this guy was smart. You know, he was smart. He was selling drugs instead of, you know, smoking his drug money away. He was buying Bitcoins when they were only $4 and $6. Don't you wish, James? I wish I was smart enough back in 2011 and 2012 to buy Bitcoins. When I first heard about it back then, I go, it's not going to ever go anywhere. Boy, that's like the dumbest thing I ever did. You just think about that. If you would have bought a couple a week, that's between $4 and $6, right? And then between 2011 and 2000, you'd been a millionaire today.
Oh, yeah. Jeez. With that kind of money, you can afford to buy things to make sure there's no snakes in your house, that's for sure. But you could buy a few yachts and a few houses with that kind of money and a few butlers all over the country.
Well, the bad thing is Collins, who has just turned 49 years old, isn't enjoying his windfall because his landlord threw out the codes. Without the codes, he can't do anything. But now he's arrested, for selling and growing marijuana. But he was hit with a 5-year prison sentence. Following this, the landlord said, well, I'm really sorry.
I'm sure that made it okay since he apologized, right? Jeez.
Well, it's his fault. You know what? If I had, seriously, 6,000 Bitcoins, okay, I wouldn't have just had the codes on one piece of paper. I would have had it scribbled on the bathroom wall, the kitchen wall, on paper, on the bedroom door. I would have had them source codes written everywhere.
Yeah, and here's the question, because I'm not real familiar with this thing. Is that something you have to put all your eggs in one basket, or could, in case something like that happened, you don't lose everything? You know what I mean? Spread it out or something?
I don't know. But you know what? If you go to Brazil, there's 11 million bazillions that believe the earth is flat.
Oh. Okay. Here we go again. Someday we're going to prove this one way or the other. Of course, I think I've already seen the evidence. I think you have too. But then they say it's not the real evidence, so I don't know.
I don't know. They found a 500-year-old manners book advising kids, well, how to behave and treat their parents. 500 years old.
Wow. That's amazing. Of course, you know what the kids nowadays will say. They'll say, well, it's obsolete, but I bet still today some of those things will ring true.